Salahuddin Ayyubi, known for his unwavering determination and courage, stood as a paragon of virtue in an era fraught with turmoil. His leadership wasn't merely confined to the battlefield. It transcended the boundaries of conventional conquests. He wielded not just a sword, but also the profound wisdom of tolerance and justice. His victories were not solely in the annexation of territories, but in the hearts he won over with his magnanimity. Salahuddin's legacy lies not in the stones of the forts he conquered, but in the bridges he built between civilizations, fostering an atmosphere of respect and understanding amidst diversity. In the annals of history, Salahuddin Ayyubi emerges as a luminary of exemplary character, an embodiment of chivalry and nobility. His deeds were not propelled by a thirst for dominance, but by a fervent desire to establish harmony and righteousness. His valor on the battlefield was matched only by his compassion of it. Salahuddin's victories were not solely measured in territorial gains, but also in the preservation of human dignity, in the protection of the oppressed, and in the pursuit of a world where coexistence thrives above conflict. He proved that true strength lies not only in the force of arms, but in the resilience of the spirit and the depth of one's convictions. Salahuddin Ayyubi's legend is etched in the fabric of time, not solely for his military prowess, but for the profound impact he had on the hearts and minds of people. His leadership was an amalgamation of wisdom, valor, and compassion. He didn't merely lead armies, he led by example. His justice was a beacon in an age of chaos, his generosity a balm to the wounded souls. His legacy resonates through generations as a testament to the power of unity, tolerance, and the unwavering commitment to uphold what is right. Salahuddin Ayyubi, a name that reverberates through history as a symbol of courage and grace. His victories were not just triumphs on battlefields, but triumphs of the human spirit, triumphs of resilience against adversity, and triumphs of moral fortitude. He unified not only territories, but also hearts, fostering a sense of unity in diversity. His legacy transcends borders, preaching the gospel of compassion, tolerance, and justice, instilling in us the belief that humanity's greatest conquests are not territorial, but spiritual. Salahuddin Ayyubi, the embodiment of leadership and virtue in an era fraught with chaos and discord. His legacy is not confined to the retelling of battles won or lands conquered, but in the indelible mark he left on humanity's conscience. His legacy is a testament to the belief that true power lies not in subjugating others, but in uplifting them, not in sowing discord, but in fostering harmony, not in wielding a sword, but in wielding wisdom and compassion. His courage was a fortress, his wisdom a guiding light. Salahuddin Ayyubi was a paragon of leadership. Greatness isn't measured by the lands conquered, but by the hearts touched. Salahuddin Ayyubi was truly great. Salahuddin Ayyubi's strength wasn't in his muscles, but in his resilience against adversity. He didn't just build an empire, he built bridges between cultures and faiths. The mark of a true hero is not in how many enemies he defeats, but in how many lives he enriches. Salahuddin Ayyubi was such a hero. I did not conquer Jerusalem. It was your own sins that lost it. Fight for your faith and you will gain it. Salahuddin Ayyubi. In the shade of his justice, enemies were safe. Ibn Shaddad regarding Salahuddin Ayyubi's fairness, when the courage of men equals the ferocity of lions, then victory is inevitable. Salahuddin Ayyubi. Salahuddin didn't just unite armies, he united hearts. The magnanimity and generosity of Salahuddin Ayyubi were no less than his military prowess. A true leader is one who leads by example. Salahuddin Ayyubi epitomized this. Salahuddin Ayyubi's kindness was a weapon more powerful than the sword. He was a warrior not just on the battlefield, but also for the hearts and minds of people. In an era of chaos, Salahuddin Ayyubi was the beacon of hope and stability. He didn't just liberate lands, he liberated souls. The true strength of Salahuddin Ayyubi lay not in the might of his sword, but in the depth of his compassion. Salahuddin Ayyubi's legacy is not merely written in history books. It lives on in the valor of those inspired by his principles. Salahuddin Ayyubi's greatest conquest was winning the admiration and respect of his adversaries. He turned the pages of history with blood, but with the ink of tolerance and wisdom. Salahuddin Ayyubi's triumph wasn't just the liberation of Jerusalem, it was the liberation of humanity from the chains of hatred.